Previously on The Game is Afoot. At least it's not Oz this time. But there's a forest witch, an herbalist, and a local lord who we aren't sure whether we can trust. Oh, and a fox I failed to make friends with. And another person who looks exactly like the local lord tied up in a piano? Honestly, I have no idea what's going on.
My name is Ryan. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your dungeon master. Mads.
I'm Mads. I play Ark. My pronouns are they, them, but Ark's are he, his. Quill.
Hi, my name is Quill. My pronouns are they, them. I play Jack, whose pronouns are he, him. Dory.
There's so much going on.
Your name, your pronouns, your character's names, your character's pronouns.
Hi, I'm Dory. I use she, her pronouns. My character's Eden, who also uses the same.
Excellent.
And Allie.
Yeah. I'm Allie. I use they, them, and I play Sam, who is a potato, so prefers to be referred as such.
I love him.
Can I get that potato conjugation?
Yeah, how
for
do
pronouns?
you...
Potato, potato, tater.
Exactly. Sometimes he likes to go by Tater Tot, but
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll
No,
take it
I love
serious.
it. No, you're
Sam
good.
goes by
Okay.
he, him.
But he is, in fact, a potato.
No, I only hesitated because the moment you said that sometimes he prefers tater tot, I could instantly see his little sister calling him tater tot in my head when he just won't get up for something.
Valid.
Yeah.
Sam, you damn tater tot, come on, I need your help.
But
But that is so nice.
Sam is not home with Alex right now. Sam is with the rest of you. Everyone is currently in Lord Barrett's house, including Charlotte. Just putting that out there. Last we left off, the four of you, with no help from Charlotte, were trying to figure out what to do if somebody's plate was poisoned at dinner. And so far your plan is, let Sam eat it first and see if he falls over.
That was Sam's proposal. I don't think any of the rest of us actually agreed to that.
You may continue your conversation if you would like. Or we can move on to dinner and just see how that plan goes.
I'm just saying, I probably weigh the most out of all of you. They'd have to put so much stuff in my food for it to be an
As
issue.
I recall,
Sam.
Eden's suggestion was for them to stagger who ate when, so that they'd have chance to observe if something happened. And Sam was the guinea pig.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can't come up with anything better, I guess.
Boat boy, boat boy.
Okay,
boat boy.
I guess your plan is to have a sacrificial boat boy.
No.
Jack can't think of anything better to do. It's just, even with the staggering plan, well, my concern is even if we do stagger, that just means we're going to watch each other drop out one by one by one by one, and there's going to be nobody to meet up with Piano Lord Barrett in the basement.
Why don't one of us pretend to eat their food?
That would be...
How dare you?
That would be the logical conclusion now, wouldn't it?
Which one of us is the best at,
Performance.
Eden.
Ark raises his hand,
Oh, I guess Ark is too.
taking a note from Sam and raising his hand like me.
We appreciate your sacrifice, Art.
I mean, my sacrifice of specifically not doing the thing that endangers me. Okay, I guess.
Okay, so you have landed on a decision, and just in time because one of the servants comes and knocks on, well, first Sam's door, but no one's in Sam's room, and then Jack's door, but no one's in Jack's room, and then Ark's door, but no one's in Ark's room, so finally ends up at Eden's room because you all are in the same room, and knocks on Eden's door.
Who is it?
Yes, ma'am, I was just coming to tell you that dinner is ready. I can lead you to the dining room.
She looks at everybody like, you ready for this?
Ark nods.
Lead the way.
Oh, and we do also have food set aside for your construct.
That's okay. Charlotte already ate.
Oh, would you rather leave her in your room then? I love you all.
Ma'am, this little construct of ours, she's a very close companion of my friend here, and I think she'd feel more comfortable if she accompanied us to dinner, if that would be all right with you.
Of course, I don't see a reason why not. This way to the dining room. And I'm moving everyone into the dining room.
I sure do like spying on all of you.
You missed the dramatic unboxing I did of my wondrous new dice set.
Are you just buying dice?
No, it came with the candle.
And would it be a problem if we were just buying dice?
I have upon occasion considered just buying a fuck ton of dice.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay out of this.
I just feel
conversation.
I feel a little bit cheated on when I have only one set of dice and
Oh, Dory, honey.
I feel behind is all.
I will share my dice with you when we are able to record in person.
Define
I was
share.
gonna say
Dory.
when we are no longer in an apocalypse hellscape. Hi, it's May of 2020. We, I think, should just all like go on an actual field trip rather than an unexpected field trip to a game shop, and then Dory can buy more dice.
Dice age, dice age, dice age.
That
Yes,
would be
yes,
so
Allie,
cute.
yes.
Guardian Games.
Both. We can do both. Why not both?
Every store, every
Both.
game store,
Both is
we
good.
just hit them all up. Since we're already distracted, this is my
Yeah, sorry.
2d12. Listeners cannot see this, but it is a clear d12 with a tinier red d12 inside of it.
It's
Is
very
that, like,
swanky.
League legal?
Oh, definitely
certainly
not.
no.
It also rolls like garbage because the middle one doesn't roll very well because it's stuck inside the big one. But it's fun.
It's very cool,
It's
though.
fun to say I have
That
it.
is super cool.
You just need to get a bigger one.
Yeah.
Even bigger. Anyway.
I start building on top of this d12 and all of a sudden I have 4 d12 all encased within each other.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Anyway, back on track. I can focus just as well as anyone else. Matt's laughter is betraying the lie.
Sorry.
So you are all led into the dining room. Jack's serving place is quickly moved to one space away from Eden so that Charlotte can sit next to Eden. So on one side of the table is
no.
Jack, Charlotte, Eden. On the other side of the table is Sam, Ark. And at the head of the table is a Lord Barrett. Which one? You haven't been keeping an eye on him, so I guess you don't really know, do
Okay,
you?
but the one that was trapped in the piano said he was going to hide in the cellar, and he would have absolutely no reason to not do that.
We'll see. So,
Great. Also, I would like to note for those of our listeners who need like visual to make things like table settings make sense, this does indeed mean that the character who volunteered to pretend to eat the food and not eat the food is sitting the closest to the Lord.
yes, I
It's
did do that.
fine.
Great.
But you are all led to your seats. I don't remember the voice I had for Lord Barrett.
It was generic man voice.
That's fair. I don't honestly have a lot of voices. You guys kind of got the short end of the stick when it comes to my DMing skills. I'm allowed
You're
to
beautiful.
admit where I have shortcomings, and voice acting is one of those
Yeah.
shortcomings. In any case, you all sit. The servant is waiting in one of the corners of the dining room in case any of you have any requests. And Lord Barrett at the head of the table, sitting between Eden and Ark, says, "Ah, yes, my guests. I believe you find that your bedrooms would be comfortable enough for your stay?"
Absolutely.
They look extremely comfortable, my lord. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm certainly glad to hear it. I hope that everything on the table is to your liking, and everything on the table looks amazing. You've got roast meat. You've got steamed vegetables, mashed potatoes, rolls, some gelatinous thing that you're not entirely sure what it is, but it must
No.
be fancy.
No.
All sorts of foods.
It's fantasy aspic. No.
You
Sorry.
also each have in front of you a soup course to start. And Lord Barrett, now that he has made sure that you are all comfortably housed in your rooms, starts eating his soup.
I guess I'm going to also partake in this soup dish.
It is a
Same.
delicious butternut squash soup. Congratulations.
I'm definitely into it.
I like how your guys' plan was Ark pretend to eat and then everybody digs in.
This is fine. Yeah, he's like, I mean, it's very hard to pretend to eat soup. But he
Just let it go down your chin.
Just get a spoon with a hole in it like Sally.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, that'd be great if I had one of those, but I don't. So, he's just gonna do his best to, like, I don't know, like, stir it and not get very much on his spoon and pretend to eat.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
Shit.
Can I assist?
No. There's not really a way
Yeah.
for you to help him
Figured.
pretend to eat.
Okay, hold on.
Where the butts is
Here
my
comes the
document
choo-choo
with
train.
my
Oh, my lord.
stats.
Allie.
Oh, here it is.
Natural 20.
Oh, I'm
I
not
can
even
do-
going to bother to roll then.
I can pretend to eat anything, apparently.
Yes. So you are good right now.
Yep.
So Ark pretends to eat the soup. Everyone else is just eating the soup, I guess?
Yup.
I mean, are we
Yeah.
like staggering it like we said we would?
You did not say
Okay,
that.
so-
You said we eat the soup.
I mean,
I just said I digged in. I was the sacrificial lamb here.
In any case, everyone seems fine. No one notices an off taste. Charlotte starts reaching for Eden's soup like, I want some.
Uh.
Would I have a butter cookie in my pocket? I mean, I'm just saying.
I would not imagine that you don't at this point.
Sam is always packing butter cookies.
I'm just gonna pull it out of my pocket, reach across, and hand it to
Charlotte accepts the butter cookie and is placated and distracted. Sam, do me a favor. Please roll a d20, and whatever result you get is the number of butter cookies you have left.
Oh no! What if I roll a 1?
You have one
We'll
butter
have
cookie.
to conserve your butter cookies then.
You're gonna make Sam cry. Nope, that went off my tray. No, god damn it! Stay on my tray. No.
What?
But
What'd you
no.
get?
I rolled a 2.
You have 2 butter cookies left.
Oh no.
That's better
Sam
than a
is a sad
1.
boy.
But that is
I'm actually tearing up
excluding the
over
one
here.
that you gave to Charlotte. So it's not like the one you gave to Charlotte takes away from the 2 you have. You have 2 more butter cookies.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So the soup course is finished. The servant in the corner starts clearing away the soup course so that you all can partake in the main course. And as people are filling up their plates, Lord Barrett says, "Where did you say you were from again?"
Ark.
Land of Saxit.
Saxit. That's what you said.
That's right. Ark just looks at Jack like, what did you say? I don't remember.
I'm not going to make anybody re-roll deception for that because he bought the lie the first time, and he has no reason to be suspicious now. But he's just making small talk.
Yay.
If you would also like to make small talk, you are welcome to do so. Would you like to small talk with the person who may or may not be the actual Lord Barrett?
Yeah.
I feel like we should. We might be able to bump the story along.
Yeah.
It'll bump along whether you help it or not. Don't worry about
Yeah.
that.
That was menacing.
I feel like that's kind of required for DMs.
Still menacing.
Yep.
So Lord Barrett, I know we mentioned we got turned around. We were traveling through the woods. Those are some particularly verdant and ancient hardwoods.
Wow.
It's true that the forest has been there quite longer than I have.
Wow.
What do you ask someone like
Right?
that?
Well, if
Do
we
you hide people in piano? I'm kidding. I'm not actually asking.
no,
Ah, shit, I
no,
blew
I'm
out the
just-
mic by laughing.
It's fine.
So moving forward, if you were to expand the village, how would you make sure that the forest is, still sustainable? Because I mean, the forest in and of itself is a valuable resource, I would imagine.
Oh, of course. The forest is actually quite vast. We only intend to clear cut about 2 or 3 acres into it in order to add more room for housing and things like that. If we don't cut into the forest, then we're going to have a population problem worse than what we have now, and it will inhibit people to get medical care or the materials they need to do their work. It's quite a pressing issue, actually.
We
And
got that impression passing through the village.
there's no other direction you could expand to other than cutting into the woods?
Unfortunately, I can only expand in an area that's within my jurisdiction as the lord of this area. You go too much farther in the other directions, I'm butting into the territory of other lords.
Oh, I see.
You seem to know a lot about this.
We talked to some of the villagers as we came into town, trying to figure out where we are in relation to our home, you understand.
Ah, well, it has been a topic of conversation in town. I do assure you I'm trying to do as little damage as possible while still getting the village the space they need.
Has anyone spoken out against the plan to cut into the forest?
There have been some. Willa, particularly, is against it, although the alterations to the forest I intend to make don't come into her particular home. But with anything political, there's going to be disagreement.
I see.
You said you came through the forest?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Eden had a dip in the river.
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you were able to dry off. I could have offered you our facilities here.
The bathhouses in town were lovely.
I'm glad to hear it. We take a lot of pride in them.
Eden is very focused on, keeping her eye on Charlotte.
Ark, why don't you roll me a deception check for pretending to eat?
Yay. Let's see. I have proficiency in that, so
That always helps.
17.
Oh yeah, you beat this guy.
Thank God.
Um,
He also specifically didn't take very much
yeah.
to, make it easier to then cut up what was on his plate to push it around to make it look like he was eating.
Are you just pushing it around?
I mean, he is also miming eating it, but he's not actually eating it.
You could push it on my plate,
Hold on.
when he's not looking.
Oh my God.
No, the reason I'm asking is are you hiding it under a napkin or are you putting it somewhere that's not your plate?
I don't think he's doing a lot of that. Maybe with a couple of things that he can't really get away with. But he would be hiding it in a napkin if sort of Barrett happens to look over at him when he is trying to mime eating. He would figure out a way to get it into
So
a
roll me a
napkin.
sleight of hand then.
Oh, good. My stat on that is much better. I say and then roll a 2.
That's okay. He rolled a 1.
Yeah, with my proficiency and my stat, it's a 7.
Yeah, no, he rolled a 1.
Thank God.
So he
Thank
thinks you're
goodness.
very much enjoying it. And
Good. Excellent.
now thinks that your companions who are not really eating are just kind of picky. He says, when you came through the forest, did you happen to see a small fox?
No, can't say that we did.
Roll deception
Nope.
for me.
22.
Dang.
That'll do it. Sam,
Hi.
I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please. And if you don't beat it, I've got a thing that I'm not telling you. But go ahead and roll that save for me.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
reassuring.
wisdom.
Oh yes, the boat boy's wisdom. I'm sure it's very good.
Hey, I have a plus
I'm teasing
1.
you.
I got a 4.
Okay, good to know.
Oh dear.
Am I gonna?
No.
No.
No. The rest of the dinner passes without really much of an issue, unless anybody else would like to ask questions of Lord Barrett.
Nope.
No.
Okay. There is a lavish dessert of a berries and cream type pie.
Ark is now so angry.
He's a rich dude. He's going to give you a good dinner. In any case. You have this delicious pie, or I guess you don't. And Lord Barrett says, if you'll excuse me, I do have a little bit more business to attend to before I retire for the evening. I'm sure that Nyx will happily show you back to your bedchambers. And the servant in the corner just kind of nods, like, yeah, I can do that. And so back to your bedchambers you are led. Are you all going to hole up in Eden's again to talk some more, or are you going to bed?
I imagine we'd talk to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to
I
confab.
also thought our original plan was we were all gonna sleep in
Yeah.
the same room.
Oh,
too.
that's right. You did say that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Stick you all
It's more defensible
in
that way.
Eden's room then.
Easier to see if someone's turning purple.
Okay. So if you would like to debrief about that dinner, you can do so now.
Sam?
Yeah, that was I don't feel weird or anything. It tasted fine. That gelatin stuff was kind of scary, but reminded me of something my aunt made one year for Thanksgiving.
Sam, go ahead
She's
and
trying
roll
this vegan thing.
perception for me.
This is gonna be a 13.
Perfect. You just beat it. There was nothing wrong with that food. Everything was fine.
Oops.
Ark
Well-
gets into one of the bags and eats a ration. Because they found rations at Willa's house.
Yeah, you found 12 rations at Willa's house.
Oh, well, in that case, he might just not eat.
One of my last butter cookies.
No. Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
You can eat the ration.
Yeah.
We all
Fine.
need to be at our best, and we got to eat and you didn't.
Okay. He like, when Eden says that, he, like, his expression physically changes. You can see him, like, concede just from the look on his face, because he is actually quite hungry. And he does eat a ration, so now we have 11 rations.
The rations are actually quite hearty, so you're good to go.
Good eating.
Good eating indeed. Is there anything else you would like to discuss before bed?
How long do you think we should wait before trying to see if one or more of us can get down to the cellar to meet up with Piano Lord Barrett?
Piano Lord Barrett.
Yeah.
I just like that we're calling him that.
No, it's good. It's really good.
I mean, what else are we gonna call him?
Yeah, the one that was in the piano, the piano lord.
Piano Lord.
He's the piano lord. Anyway,
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Stuck in your piano tonight.
anyway,
I'm leaving that in.
please do. I mean, I think Ark would just well, we specifically said that we should wait until the activity in the kitchen is hopefully lower than it was around dinner time. I assume they're going to have to clean up.
Should we take a nap?
We could. Wow, where'd my accent go? We could all. Error 404, Southern accent not found. I suppose we could always do shifts,
That's probably
Set
for
up-
the best.
set up watches.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
I can take whatever latest one there is. I'm used to staying up or being up at weird hours. Ghosts come out in the middle of the night, you know.
That's same for me. I also am fine with sleeping weird hours. So
All right, I don't mind admitting that I'm a bit of an early riser and early to bed, depending on on my schoolwork and whether or not Morgan and Sage have anything going on. So
I could take the first watch if you want to sleep, Jack.
are we? So
Jack has the last shift because it will be the early morning. Or wait, when do we need to go down?
Okay.
You haven't decided yet.
Right. Well, my next question is, are we going to do like one person sleeps, or are we going to have like one person awake and the others sleep?
I think it would probably be most efficient to have one person awake and have the other people sleep. So,
Yeah.
I do think Ark would also volunteer to try to get down into the cellar, with one person possibly going with him, because this is his thing. This is what he does.
Right.
Even though Jack teased him about, this is your department as the piano lord went out the window. It's
Right.
true. It is his department.
Okay, so have Jack sleep and take the third or fourth watch.
Yeah, so Jack is gonna sleep. It sounds like Sam is taking the first watch.
Yeah, I'll take
So, I think Ark would just probably, because they have also spent some time in abandoned buildings together already. I think he would ask Eden, would you like to try to get into the cellar with me?
Absolutely, I would.
All right.
All right. So who's taking first watch? I'm sorry.
Sam is staying awake.
Okay. So Sam, you're taking first watch, and everyone else is asleep. Correct?
Or trying, yeah.
Okay.
How long is a watch?
You should all figure that out together.
Do we want to do 1 hour or 2 hours?
I think 2, so you guys at least get some sleep.
Okay, that's at least one REM cycle.
Yeah, I'd say at least 2.
Okay.
Because we're probably going to want it to be like middle night to try to get
Right.
into the cellar. What season do we think it is?
See, here's the thing. You're all from Texas?
Yeah, but like we walked through a forest. I'm
Sure.
assuming that there are deciduous trees.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. But even what I'm saying is that in Texas, the deciduous trees are still mostly gonna be green because it never gets cold ever.
Yeah,
But,
but Ark
like-
is also from the Pacific Northwest.
That's
Yeah, and Eden grew up mostly in Germany.
I didn't realize that about Eden, actually.
yeah.
Like she lived in Germany a while.
Okay, cool. It's probably about late springish.
Okay. So we'd actually probably have to sleep for, depending on when dinner was, probably 2.5, 3 hours before we.
We'll say dinner was at about a 5 o'clock hour.
Okay, well, it'll be much longer than that then. We probably shouldn't be out there until after midnight.
Up to y'all.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to extend it, we could do like 3 hours.
3-hour watches, you mean?
Yeah, 3-hour shifts.
Yeah, Ark would volunteer to take the second watch so that he is awake for a little while before he has to try to break into a cellar.
Okay.
And says he volunteers to wake Eden a little bit before they need to go.
Okay. Do you all have a plan?
Yeah.
Are you happy
Sounds
with
like
your
it.
plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sam has first watch. Eden.
Yeah.
I was going to try to figure out how to do a German accent to do this part, but I forgot, so we're going to move on. Eden, you have a dream.
Okay.
In it, you cannot speak, but you're sitting at a table with your grandmother, and she's holding your hand, and she looks much younger than you ever really knew her to look, and her ears are a little bit pointed, but they're kind of forked at the end, and you can't really recall where you might have seen that ear shape before, but she's patting your hand. And she says, "Oh, my sweet girl, this is only happening because the 4 of you were so close. And it will keep happening until the worlds have decided they've had their way with you. We're fortunate that Sam's sister is not in the same grade as Jack's siblings, or it might have been all of you. Be strong for those boys, Eden." and the dream fades away.
Oh no!
Sam, I would like you to roll a perception check.
Yes. That is gonna be a 18.
Okay.
Dang.
With that 18, you may notice that I have placed you on the wall where the staircase, if I had bothered to create another floor, would be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you hear a Lord Barrett talking with one of the servants. And he says, I'm going to be going out for a while. I'm sure you can take care of things while I'm gone. And the servant responds with, at this time, my lord, you usually stay home in the evenings in case there's a complaint that you need to address. I won't be long. And Lord Barrett leaves the mansion. Or at least one of them does. And that's all that really happens during your shift.
How deep into my shift did that happen?
We'll say about halfway.
About halfway? Okay. Crap. He doesn't want to wake up the other people. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to. Yeah, I think he's gonna move in front of the door. Or not in front of, he's gonna move up with his back up against the door.
Well, that's as close as I'm going to get you.
That's okay. So I'm gonna have my back up against the door, and I think he's gonna spend the rest of his watch like that.
Okay.
In case somebody opens it, it's gonna hit him before it's able to open all the way.
Okay, sounds good. Nobody tries to open the door for the rest of your shift. The rest of your shift actually goes by without any real incident. You just heard that conversation on the other side of the wall.
Cool. Very cool.
And then your shift is over.
Cool. Yeah, Sam's gonna kneel down and just kind of touch Ark's arm and be like, "Hey."
I just watched
he-
Mads
Wake up.
jump next to me.
Sorry, I'm in character.
No, it was good.
He is immediately very awake. It almost seems like he's hyper aware, and then he relaxes when he realizes that it's Sam. And he kind of nods and sits up and asks in a whisper, "Did anything happen?"
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Ark about Lord Barrett leaving. I'm gonna say it was about halfway in my shift, but I wanted them to get some sleep.
What time is it about? So if it was dinner,
Dinner was about 5. We'll say dinner took about an hour. So it's now 9 o'clock-ish.
I think he just looks very thoughtful for a moment, and then he looks at Sam and says, "If he's gone, it's fully dark. Do you think we should move up, trying to get into the cellar?"
He did tell one of the people to keep an eye on the place. Do you think you would need cover? Do you guys think besides it being dark, you would need some sort of distraction, or do you need me and Jack and Charlotte to stay here?
I think you and Jack and Charlotte staying here is probably best. But
Okay.
if one of the Lord Barretts is out of the house, this might be
This might be
the best time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wake Eden. And he wakes Eden.
And she kind of just looks at him. And there's like no recognition.
Charlotte does a gentle chittering and starts kind of petting your bangs out of your face, Eden. And I think she does this sometimes when you're having a hard time waking up for school.
I had the weirdest dream.
Yeah?
I'm gonna take care of you boys, so I don't want you to worry. And she just kind of stares at him because she's not there yet.
That's so cute. Ark smiles at her, and it is the single, most genuine smile you've ever seen on his face. It's small and soft, and he says, "We know, Eden."
And then she's awake.
Okay.
Because she is a morning person. She's like an all-time person.
Yeah.
It was like so sudden and out of REM sleep that she's like, what?
Yeah. Sam heard one of the Lord Barretts leave about halfway through his shift and hasn't heard him come back. So it's earlier than we had said, but we figure this might be our best chance.
I agree. We should go. Should we let the others sleep or tell them what we're doing?
Well, Sam knows, and Sam, do you want to let Jack sleep a little more? Wake him up in a few?
I'll take another shift.
Are you
man.
sure?
I've done all night D&D sessions with Keelan. I'm good, man.
Okay.
All right, so the two of you are going to go find the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do either of you know how to get to the kitchen? Because I don't think any of the staff members told you how.
Okay, so Ark would, because this is the piano, pinging it on the map,
Yes.
and if I remember correctly, Lord Barrett went out a window on this wall
Correct.
and said that he was going to go around the house and get into a window somewhere in this general area to get into the cellar.
Not bad.
And that is what Ark remembers.
Okay. Would you ping a guesstimation for me of where you think the kitchen is? And if you are off, I will instead allow you to roll an intelligence saving throw to see if you can't figure it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can make that conjecture pretty easily. In a house like this, at the time period that this is kind of modeled after, the kitchen would have to be fairly close to the dining room just to make sure that things stay hot when they're served.
Definitely. And to argue the point, Eden was facing those doors when seated in the dining room. So even though Ark is uncertain, between the two of them, they would be able to figure out that it's somewhere in this quadrant of the house.
Perfect. Yeah, that works for me. Now, I have this Lord Barrett outside the house because I didn't make a cellar, but congratulations, you can see more of the house now.
Sweet.
All right. So, Ark and Eden, your plan is to go do this thing. Eden, are you going to try to convince Charlotte to stay put?
I think this time she's going to have her stay put.
Okay.
Do we not all have little tins of cookies?
You know what? You are right. You did all get little tins of cookies from Sam. The question is, did you all bring those tins of cookies to the diner?
If it was in her bag, it's on her person.
That's fair. So
Ark
Eden
did not
has
bring
cookies.
his, but Eden does.
Jack did not.
Okay. Eden, have you eaten any of those cookies?
I don't believe I did, no.
I'm going to...
Let me check if I wrote it down.
Okay.
Well, also, it was
I did not write
Saturday.
it down.
It was Saturday at the haunted house, and it was Tuesday when we met up at the diner. So I would hazard a guess that she would maybe have had a few.
Yeah,
Let's
I can
say
agree
a
with that.
full tin is 24 cookies, and I'm going to roll a d6 for how many you've eaten.
Okay.
You've eaten 5 of the 24, so you have 19 left.
Sweet.
Are there 24 in this?
I didn't know you were basing it after an actual tin. Please tell me how many are in the actual tin.
Oh, that shortbread life, though.
Don't tempt me. I
Right.
already want Applebee's.
Oh,
How many
I
are
love
in
Applebee's maple butter blondie.
here, but these are the brand and the types of cookies he likes. So
Oh,
Does it have a serving suggestion on the nutrition?
Ooh, that's a good way to look.
yeah, 4 cookies per
How many
serving.
servings?
This container's really weird.
No, you're
Sorry.
good. It's not actually that important. We could roll with 24 or we can be accurate. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. I was just curious if there were 24 in here.
Let's go with the tin has 24 originally. You've eaten 5 Eden, so now you have a total of 19.
Okay.
Okay. So as you and Ark start to leave the room, Charlotte is interested in kind of going after you a little bit.
I'm gonna monkey cuddle her.
Oh.
She enjoys these cuddles and then climbs up on your shoulders like, we're going somewhere, right?
I'm just gonna pace the room around with her.
Eden
Just hum.
reaches for the tin of cookies. And
Okay.
hands like 2 of them to Sam to bribe her with.
So you're letting Sam bribe her? You're not bribing her yourself?
No, because she's already with Sam, so she wants her to stay with Sam.
Okay. Sam, why don't you roll animal handling for me, and you can go ahead and take advantage on that because Charlotte does not really know where they're going and therefore is not super interested.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, cool. Charlotte stays with the boys. Ark and Eden, you get to vacate.
Okay.
And then she hands Ark 2 cookies as well because he didn't eat.
Aw.
He didn't get dessert.
That's very sweet.
All right. So you are heading to the kitchen.
He looks confused and then smiles and just munches. Here's the thing. I do think because it would probably be safer to go around the outside, I do think he's going to at least listen at this door.
Okay. Are you sneaking to the door or are you just
Yes.
walking?
No, he's gonna be sneaky the
So-
whole time.
Roll me stealth, please.
Here we go. Right about now.
Here we go.
So, brother. That is an unnatural or a dirty 20.
Okay. So you listen at the door. It sounds like there are a couple people in here who are cleaning up, but they have not appeared to notice you.
He turns to Eden and shakes his head and mimes the throat-cutting motion, the universal motion of we can't go in there, and would start to head down the hallway back towards the dining room.
Okay. Ark said that he was sneaking the whole time. Eden, are you also sneaking?
Yeah, she's gonna copy whatever he does.
Okay. I need you both to roll me another stealth check.
Oh God.
I got a 9.
Okay. Eden, what'd you get?
5.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Well, this servant here got a 14 and
Oh,
doesn't have any bonuses, so she notices and she comes over and says, "Oh, hello. I thought you had gone to bed for the evening. Can I help you?"
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't sleep and Ark here was gonna help me go on a walk so I wouldn't.
Does she notice Ark there or just?
Yes, you're both standing
Okay.
next to each other.
And you both failed.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I just couldn't sleep and I'm feeling restless, so we were going on a walk. We just didn't want to disturb anybody.
Oh, of course. Well, if you'd like to know what I do when I try to go to sleep, and she has like this conspiratorial look in her eye.
Oh, my goodness.
If there's ever any extra dessert, I go and sneak just a little bit of it, just for sweet dreams.
Eden can't help but grin at her.
That's so cute.
I made the abrupt decision that she was going to be adorable, and there was nothing and no one who could stop me.
I approve of this decision.
Me too.
Very good.
But yes, she says the thing about the sweet dreams, and then she points towards the dining room. If you go through the dining room and to one of the doors just past the dining table, you'll find the kitchen, and the cellar is on the door to your right. And I believe there's still some of that dessert in there.
Thank you.
Oh, you're an angel. Thank you so much.
Of course. And if you wish, we can have a hot bath prepared for you in the morning.
That I might have to take you up on that.
Absolutely. You two have a wonderful night.
You
Thank
as
you.
well.
And she goes back to whatever she was doing. I take it you continue on your journey.
Ark gives Eden a look that very clearly communicates, I cannot believe that just happened.
Yeah. Eden is like, shrugs, like,
He heads on in, just like, okay, well, she told us exactly where we wanted to go, so...
Okay, so I'm going to move you both outside of the mansion, but it's the cellar. We're going to say it's the cellar. All right, so you make your way down into the cellar. As promised, the dessert is wrapped with beeswax cloth right next to Ark when you enter. And then who you presume to be Piano Lord is standing there, and he perks up when you approach and says, "Is he gone?"
It seems he left earlier. We're not quite sure when he'll be back.
What kind of assurance can you give us that you are the real Lord Barrett?
Well, I don't suppose you know any town trivia, do you?
Not much.
ask me a question, I suppose, and we'll see if I can answer it.
Who's the person who... Well, actually, what's your opinion on urban development?
Sorry, that one caught me off guard.
That was very
Good
good.
one.
Unfortunately, we are going to have to build into the forest for the simple fact that our town is growing. And even more unfortunately, I can't go in any direction other than the forest. I'm hoping to only take an acre or two.
This displeases her.
See, this is the thing, is that Ark is trying to come up with something that, because ostensibly, if this is the real Lord, he's going to know everything about the town, absolutely. But whoever was at dinner with them also knows, for example, that Willa is the one who opposes all of this, and he also mentioned knowing about the fox. He didn't mention the fox's name, but he mentioned about the fox. So I think Ark would look at him and say, who is the loudest detractor of the plan?
Well, I suppose that would be Willa. We did get into a rather unfortunate argument about it. We both raised our voices. I'm not proud of it.
And who would you say is closest to Willa?
Well, that's no secret. It's Bianca. They like to think we don't know that they're lovers, but they certainly are.
Hey!
Hey, here for some queer representation in my
yeah.
podcast.
Don't worry, I've tried to stuff this with a lot of it.
Yay. He's trying to figure out how to be like, and essentially, and what's the fox's name? But
I mean, you could just say it.
And what does the fox say?
what is the fox's name?
Oh,
I can't even.
buddy.
Anyway, and what
Does
is...
Willa live it with anybody?
Oh, perfect, yes.
No, not that I'm aware of. I know that Bianca goes there from time to time, and most of Bianca's herbs come from Willa, but I don't believe they've moved in together. Unless they've done it since I've been putting the piano.
How long ago was that?
Were you in there?
Unfortunately, a couple of weeks.
How did you survive? Was he
mean-
feeding you?
Yes. Although I will say I've probably lost a few pounds, he says as he pats his stomach.
Who is he exactly?
That's the thing, I don't know.
He
One-
looks just like you.
It's unsettling, isn't it?
Did you see my baby,
You're...
Charlotte? Did you see her?
I don't think I did, although when I first saw you, miss, you slammed the piano top in my face, so I didn't have much time to see anything.
My apologies.
He was about to come into the room.
I certainly understand the predicament, but I did not get the opportunity to see much of anything, and when I was released, it was two fellows. You, of course, he says, gesturing to Ark, and someone else.
What is your opinion on constructs?
I don't believe I've met one. I'm sorry, how is that related to trying to prove who I am?
Because when we talked to the other one, when he saw Charlotte, he seemed rather intrigued and knew what she was.
No, I've never met one. As far as I'm concerned, creating a construct is an unethical process, but that is no fault of the constructs.
Is it possible that he's one?
I wouldn't think so. Now he looks confused.
Might I suggest an insight check?
Quill, are you just perishing? I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean,
If y'all want to roll insight, roll it.
Ark has been trying to size him up this whole time,
Okay.
so
So that sounds like an
that
insight
would be
check.
insight. Oh, I got a natural 20.
This
Because I
guy's telling the
didn't.
truth. This is the real Lord, and he has not met a construct before, but he does have some really philosophical thoughts about the subject.
Okay.
10.
Yeah, Ark
Eden,
is
you're not quite sure, but
Yeah.
Ark knows this
Yeah.
guy's telling the truth.
Ark is just like, I believe him. Now
I
the
trust you
question
then.
is, what are we going to do? Apparently, he left the mansion about an hour and a half ago, and left it in to be watched over by the servants. But that's
Well,
all we know.
If that's the case, perhaps we can go back inside and have my servants apprised of the situation. And at that time, there is a knock at the front door.
Oh no. Ark would turn in the direction of the sound and then say, we leave your staff to you.
Yeah.
All right. So there's the knock at the door. Lord Barrett, the actual, leads you out of the kitchen to see what's going on. Just as he's about to address the adorable staff member who told you to have desserts for sweet dreams.
Ark did definitely grab one of those on the way out.
It is kind of pie shaped, so you basically grabbed a wedge.
Perfect.
Okay. This servant goes to answer the door, and when the door opens, Ark and Eden, you see Bianca and the fox.
Walter!
And before the servant can say anything, the lord of the manor says, Bianca, I'll admit I wasn't expecting you at such a late hour. And Bianca replies, it's just terrible, Lord Barrett. Did you hear? Will is dead.
Boom, boom, boom.
And these two enter the home. Ark and Eden, I would like both of you to make an insight check for me, please.
I have a bad feeling, friends.
18.
10. I used up all my insight.
The Lord don't know shit. But you two do. That's not Bianca. You
I
don't
knew
know who it is, but it's not Bianca. And part of the reason you're able to figure this out is not because you know her in any particular way. It's not as though you had a long conversation. However, Walter looks pissed. That fox is upset and squirming and trying to nip his way out of Bianca's arms.
Oh, Walter. Bianca, could I say hi? Can I hold him?
He's unfortunately a little crabby.
Please, just let me try. I'm really good with animals.
I think she's about to refuse again, but hold on. Let me look at stuff while I figure
I
out
have
if this
persuasion.
works. Yeah, that's not what I'm rolling for. And that should... Ha-ha! Walter bites into Bianca's hand hard. And
Ark puts his hand down and just like kind of snaps like, come here, Walter.
Walter goes in between you two. Bianca withdraws her hand back, and then I need each of you to make a perception check. Sorry, I'm making you do a lot of checks right now.
15.
16.
That'll do. Her blood is gray.
Honestly, at this point, Ark just goes, Sam!
Sam, help!
Just his name, just once. Loud.
My friendship senses are tingling.
I take it then the party becomes reunited fairly quickly.
Yes, I'm gonna wake up Jack and say, "Hey, we gotta go. Something's going
Shit's going down.
All right.
on."
Let me
Yeah.
reunite the
Whoa,
party.
okay. I'm
So
like,
everybody gets down there.
Is this approximately canonical that the real Lord is closer to us than he is to fake Bianca?
Correct.
Ark would... So, Eden also perceived this. That's
Correct.
not... Okay. Okay, I don't think he's going to say anything right now because he's not, like, going up to her, but he also doesn't want him close to her.
All right.
He readies his Swiss Army knife that he always has on his person.
Perf. Jack, Sam, I would like you to also make perception checks, but I'm going to ask you to do it at disadvantage because you did not see the bite happen.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Gotcha.
The bite.
okay, let's start with this dice.
Oh, that's gonna be a 16.
I rolled a 14.
Okay, both of those will do it. Bianca is holding her hand close to her chest, but it's dripping gray blood. This servant approaches her and starts to say, Miss Bianca, can I bandage that for you?
No!
And the false Bianca turns away from her and is like, oh no, it's all right. It's just a scratch.
As that is happening, Ark would turn to look at both Jack and Sam and just shake his head no a little bit, but would say quietly, "This is the real Lord Barrett."
Okay, do a stealth for me.
Okay.
Since
Just
you're
wants
trying
everyone
to
to
be
know.
discreet. Oh, that was a 1.
That was a critical failure. That dice is going in jail.
That hall sure is echoey.
Ark tries to loop you in on this very important information, and Bianca's eyes snap to him. And then this is what you see instead.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh shit! I knew
Oh
it.
bad. Oh very bad.
I can't see what that is very clearly, but it looks gross.
Hi, it's Morgan here. I'm sure you're going to want to get back to that action lickety-split, but real fast. Maybe if I tell y'all about my brother's Patreon, he wouldn't be so mad at me and I could get ungrounded. So, y'all should go to the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff there. There's already 2 bonus episodes, including my brother's, and everybody does love my brother. And next month is Sam's, and everybody loves Sam. Everybody loves Sam. So you should go do that, and yeah, help me. So you see a humanoid creature covered in gray skin. This creature does not appear to be wearing any clothing. And
Is it a redhead?
no.
I mean, essentially.
Would Sam know this?
Sam, go ahead and roll an intelligence check. And actually, I'll let you take advantage because of your D&D experience. I won't do it every time, but I'll do it this time.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah!
This is a doppelganger.
Without hesitation, I'm going to tell the group, that's a doppelganger. Watch out.
Okay. He is going to lunge for Walter, but before he gets the chance, let's all roll some initiative.
Where's my baby?
Okay. 15.
I want you guys to know that when I was writing out my
I forgot to roll for
forms,
Charlotte.
when I was writing out my forms, I wrote initiation.
That is adorable.
Where is Charlotte's character sheet? I've got so much stuff on my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sam, what did you get?
I got a 13.
Okay.
Same.
Dora, you also
14.
got... Sam, what's your dex modifier?
+2.
And Jack, what's your dex modifier?
+2.
Okay, I'd like you each to re-roll, and whoever gets the highest number goes first.
11.
13.
Okay. Cool. This might be an easier fight than I anticipated.
What's our order?
So Walter is actually first.
Yay!
Yay, Tiny Fox.
I stand Walter.
Walter actually changes too.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Mads, my love, what did you know?
I knew that Walter was not just a fox.
Yeah, that was kind of.
A Kitsune man is before you. He
Yay!
has 2 tails. He is addressed very well. He is also holding a longsword.
Oh, thank goodness. Someone has a weapon.
There are 2 people here who have weapons. It is this Kitsune man and Ark.
Ark, what do you have? A knife. No.
Okay.
I have scrunchies
I have done.
and a bag.
Yes, you have that bag. I will allow you to use that as a bludgeoning weapon, actually. But yes, this Kitsune man changes shape before your eyes, steps forward, and takes a slash, which hits, and that will be for 10 damage.
Against the kitsune?
No, the kitsune is the one who came
Oh,
forward to
sorry.
make the hit. The doppelganger has taken damage right off the bat. And then up next is Ark.
You did tell me that technically speaking, I can throw my Swiss Army knife,
Yes, but it's disadvantage.
but it'll be at disadvantage.
Mhm.
Knowing my rolls tonight, that's probably not a great idea. It is also canonical that Ark does have steel-toed boots. So if he tried to rush forward and go for a kick,
So unarmed damage is only 1 hit point.
I know.
You can do it, but it's only 1 hit point. If you're going to get in that range anyway, you might as well stab him with your Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, I guess that's what he would do. Well, good thing that has okay. So it would be a total of 7.
That's not going to
Yeah,
hit.
no.
Ark, are you moving up on the doppelganger's left side or right side?
Is the kitsune man right or left-handed?
I hadn't
I
considered.
want to be on the side that's not his sword.
We'll go with left-handed, so I'll put you on the right side.
Okay, thank you. I try to do a cut. It doesn't happen.
It does not happen. Eden, you are up next.
Let's see. I guess I could bludgeon, right? But I'd have to get there.
Yes. You have plenty of squares to get there.
Can I? Is he rather focused on Kitsune and Ark?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's the possibility I could get up behind him and use my bag to knock his feet out from under him?
He's actually up against the wall, so it would be a hard hit.
If I aimed for his knees.
So here's what I'll do. If you want to try to do that, I'm going to let you roll it, but because he has the wall at his back, I'm going to add 3 to the armor class because that's not going to be an easy thing to do.
So I have to roll a what now?
I'm not telling.
Don't worry, I'm taking notes.
But like, is it a strength mod that I would use?
Yes.
18.
18?
Yeah.
You just beat it. So you get here, you go for bludgeoning. Let's treat your bag like a mace, I guess. So roll me a d8 for damage.
2.
2 is better than none. Did you add your strength bonus to that hit?
No. 4.
Okay. Next up is Sam. Sam, your compatriots are all in spaces directly next to him, so if you're going to get in and do a hit, it's going to be diagonally.
Do I have a clear go to try and grapple?
As long as either Ark or Eden are willing to share space with you, because I'm imagining you're going to have to move from side to side a little bit, I don't see why you can't grapple.
Based on Ark's proclivities, yeah, I think he'd be willing to share a space with Sam. I'm sorry, I just had to. I couldn't let that go.
So Sam, show me where you want to be.
I'm gonna... Yeah, sure, fine.
Okay.
I'm going to... Yeah, he's gonna crouch down in like a football position, and he's just gonna haul ass towards this, towards this doppelganger. Obviously avoiding the other people because he doesn't want to run into a kitsune with a freaking long sword.
Right. Go ahead and
Or
roll
Ark, who has a knife
athletics for me.
Oh, buddy.
It's your time, Sam.
I have a +4, so yes, it is. Come on, give me good ones. I rolled an 18, and I got a +4.
Perfect. He rolled a 17, and he doesn't have any bonuses, so he tries to contest you. Does not work. You have him grappled. Next up is Jack.
Jack is trying to figure out what he can contribute to the situation.
Seeing as it went bananas real fucking quick, I can see why that would be a conundrum.
Right?
Oh, butts. I didn't roll for Barrett.
Butts.
Or how's Charlotte doing?
Charlotte's turn is actually after yours, Jack.
Okay. Jack is going to move up to be, assuming this is with, are these squares legit?
No.
Okay, good, because I was like, wow, this is not a lot of movement room. I think,
No, the art was pretty, so I took it.
all right, I think Jack is going to move to about there off of the real Lord Barrett's left side. And he's going to ready his own grapple just in case if our doppelganger escapes. He will try and...
So you are readying an action
Yes.
to where if he escapes Sam's grapple, you're going to go in there to grapple. Is that correct?
He's gonna trapple his own grapple.
Okay, I think I follow.
Yes.
So you're readying an action. It's
Yes.
Charlotte's turn. Charlotte gets up on the chandelier,
Oh my lord.
Oh god, no.
and I'm sorry, y'all. She's in distress over what's happening.
My baby.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
She did not roll great.
Yay.
Did I give her a proficiency bonus? I should have. We're not going to worry about it right now. She didn't roll great. So she tries to throw a nice pile
No!
My baby.
to try to hit the doppelganger in the face. It doesn't work.
No.
And let's see, there's 4 of you directly next to him. Eden, you are 1. Ark, you are 2. Sam, you are 3. And the Kitsune is 4. 2.
Why, God? Why? Why, God? Why?
You didn't give her a weapon, so she made do with what you had. Or what she had. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she made do? She made do!
She made doo-doo.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I just blew up my microphone. I'm sorry, Allie. Future
so
Allie.
that smacks
You
you
good,
right
you
in the
good.
back of the head.
Oh, Art.
At least it's the back of your head.
Yeah. And next up is Barrett. Barrett actually grabs the arm of his servant and takes her further away from the action.
Good man.
He's actually a good guy. But yeah, he takes her further away from the action, and that's all they're going to do because Barrett doesn't have any weapons either. The servant's move was next, so I think the servant is actually going to get even farther away and do something. I don't know. And now it is the doppelganger's turn. I'm going to roll strength, and Sam, you're going to roll strength, and we're going to see who gets out on top.
Oh, shitballs.
What'd you get?
I got an 11.
Okay, he got an 18. So he breaks out of your grasp. However, that activates the action that Jack was readying.
Yes.
So Jack hops in there. Jack, go ahead and roll strength for me.
Okay. That's an 11.
He manages to evade your attack. And he squares his shoulders up with the Kitsune fellow and prepares to slam into him. And he just barely beat this guy's armor class. So he slams into the Kitsune fellow. And that is 1d6 plus 4. So that's 5 damage. All right. So he slams into the Kitsune fellow who takes 5 damage. And then he gets to multi-attack. So he gets to attack a second time. But the second time does not hit, which means we are back at the top of the order. So the Kitsune man takes this hit, kind of grimaces, and then manages to hit the doppelganger a second time with his long sword, which is 6 damage. And next up is Ark.
I'm not a barbarian, so I don't get a bonus for rage, but I'm just going to put out there that he's extremely angry. And disgusted. And, well, that's still fucking nothing, pretty much. 14.
That actually meets, so that's a hit.
Excellent. Yeah. He fucking stabs him with his in just sheer anger.
All right, so roll your damage and then add your dexterity modifier.
Wait, what?
Your damage?
Yes. That's a 7.
Cool.
I rolled
So
max.
That guy takes 7 damage. My brain can't math right now. This guy is bloodied, if anybody wanted the update.
Good.
Yay!
And next up is Eden.
So, so my bag has some straps on it.
I am so excited to hear where this is going. What are you doing?
Is he still being grappled?
No.
I'm sorry, I was like zoning out a bit there for a second.
No, you're good. Jack's action was ready to grapple him, but he
Didn't
beat
work.
the strength check.
Cool. So I have straps on my bag,
Mm-hmm.
and he's rather preoccupied, I think, right?
Yeah, rather.
He probably didn't care much about me hitting his kneecaps, but I have straps on my bag, as I've said 3 times. So maybe I could like wrap them around his neck and start choking him out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
here's what we'll do. We're going to start this as a grapple.
Okay.
So if you can grapple him, I'll let you roll 1d4 strangulation damage. And then you can do that for every round that he's still grappled by you.
Okay.
Okay. So do you have athletics or strength?
No.
Okay, roll a strength check. I'll roll a strength check and we'll see who ends up on top.
17.
He rolled a 19.
But I would argue you said he's bloodied.
Yeah, that doesn't affect his strength check.
That's just a status condition, kind of.
That's just saying that he's at half his hit points. It doesn't change his rolls.
Fine.
It was a good try.
Do you want to try to do anything else in this turn, Eden?
Call for Charlotte to get off the chandelier.
Roll animal handling for me, and at disadvantage because this is a high stress situation and she went to a high place because that's where she feels safe.
22.
Damn. Okay, yeah, she joins you.
She my baby.
So Charlotte is now with Eden, and we are up to Sam.
Howdy ho, neighborino. I have a thing called I Hit Good, and it just says replace the unarmed strike damage with Jock unarmed strike. Do I get that at first level?
Not first level, but you're level 3, so I believe you get that.
Oh.
Because you're a
cool.
junior, so you're level 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to him and punch him in the face.
Okay, well, you're right next to him, so you don't need to walk, but go ahead and roll to hit.
Cool. I'm just gonna hit him. I rolled a 1.
No.
Sam's just not into it.
Go ahead and pick heads or tails for me.
Oh fuck. Tails.
Wait.
Hold on, Mads is flipping for me because I can't flip.
Apparently, neither can I. Heads.
Okay, and you pick tails?
Yeah.
Okay. Your unarmed attack hits arc.
No!
So go ahead and roll damage for me.
No! Oh my god! Okay, hold on. I need to grab some more dice because I'm not in my usual setup. Give me a second. Oh man.
So I made you choose heads or tails because if you had lost the coin toss, I was going to say that you hurt yourself in some way. But you won the coin toss, and unfortunately, Ark is the one directly next to you.
You won the coin toss.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry. You're gonna take 2 damage, and Sam, the moment his fist meets Ark, is just gonna start crying.
Oh, no!
He'll be like, "I'm sorry, no!" Like I'm talking like sobbing.
Oh, baby.
Okay. As long as Sam is sobbing, he's going to have disadvantage on attack rolls because it's inhibiting his ability to see.
And that's okay, because it makes sense for Sammy.
Okay.
Ark would probably stagger. I don't know.
I'm not going to make you move a space for it.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is Jack.
Jack doesn't have a lot of options still.
You can attempt to grapple again if you would like.
I know, and I'm kind of leaning towards that's just what he's gonna do because he's not really a punchy type dude. Yeah.
Okay, roll strength.
Yet.
Well, in terms of being able to deal out any sort of damage.
No,
okay.
I just liked it. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just saying, if I get another 11 off of this D20, it's going in dice jail. Because I've rolled like 3 over the course of the night so far. Anyway.
I will tell you that if you have any bonuses to strength and you roll an 11, then you're going to be fine.
Right, he rolled a 16.
Okay, so you have successfully grappled the doppelganger.
Cool.
All right, it is Charlotte's turn. God damn it, Charlotte. So she throws more excrement, but she didn't roll a 1 this time. So it just sails over this dude's head and smacks against the wall.
Yum.
She's trying really hard to help. And now it is the doppelganger's turn. The Kitsune man is the one who's hurt him the most, so
He's grappled.
yes. He tries to hit. Oh wait, no, I see what you're saying. So I rolled a 2 for my first roll. Go ahead and roll strength for me.
Okay. 15 or
Cool.
16.
He is still grappled, which brings us to the top of the order. Top of the order is the Kitsune man, who hits and does another 10 damage. This guy is looking rough.
The kitsune?
No,
No.
the doppelganger.
The doppelganger. Gotcha.
And Ark, you're up.
See, I think Ark nopes out. I think Ark nopes out at this point. He can't anymore. His face is hurting, and which is not Sam's fault. It's okay. He missed. It was an accident, and he just nopes over here because he does not feel that he can help anymore.
Okay. So normally when you remove yourself from a combat zone, you invoke an attack of opportunity. However, Jack has him grappled, so he's going to try to get out of that grapple to take his attack of opportunity. Jack, go ahead and roll strength for me again.
I'm contributing.
Never mind. He rolled a natural 1. You're fine. It doesn't matter.
Good.
Okay. So Ark nopes right out of there, gets out of the way.
He can't.
Um,
He just can't anymore.
Eden, it is your turn. If you would like to try to also grapple this guy with your straps, I will give you advantage since Jack's currently holding him.
Yes. Advantage means I can try again, right?
Yes.
Advantage means roll twice and take the higher number.
19.
Perfect. You meet his roll, which means you win. You are grappling him. Go ahead and roll a 1d4 for strangulation damage.
2.
Perfect. Alrighty. Next up is Sam.
You guys all know Sam just doesn't do bullies.
Sam does not do bullies.
Sam does not.
And-
Are you still sobbing?
Yeah, he just punched one of his best friends square in the face, and he feels like the biggest jerk in the world. But now he is like turning to the doppelganger and is just like, I am going to fucking kill you. Not really. He's more like, I'm gonna punch you.
Okay, remember to take
Baby.
disadvantage on your attack roll.
Yeah. That's gonna be a 15.
That still hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's gonna be 4 damage.
Perfect. We're getting there, y'all. Next up is Jack. Jack, you're currently grappling him. Would you like to continue to grapple?
I would love to continue to grapple.
Okay, go ahead and roll strength because he's going to contest again.
18.
Never mind, he rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
He's not having a lot of luck. All right. So he does not get out of that grapple. Charlotte tries again and does not manage to hit him, so there's another splattering sound, but it doesn't hit anybody.
It's the thought that counts.
She's really trying. And now it's the Kitsune man
Yay.
who does hit and does 5 damage, which brings us back to Ark.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you guys, this doppelganger dude does not look good. He looks very, very bad.
But he won't die.
okay, so at this point, Ark has removed himself, and he, like, there are already so many, like, there is so much going on back there that he's like, there's no way that I am going to try to throw my knife into the mix when my friend swung and missed and hit me. I am not going to risk that. So he is going to continue to nope.
Okay, sounds good. Next up is Eden. Eden, I would like you to roll strength with me again, please.
Bonked something.
Go ahead and reroll.
I would just like to clarify. 20, not natural.
Still works. So you managed to keep him in a grapple. I'm not going to make you roll to hit because he's grappled. Of course, you've got this taken care of. So go ahead and roll that 1d4 for more strangulation damage.
Just 1.
Okay. That brings us back to Sam.
So I want to attack, but I don't want to necessarily kill him. I just want to, like, knock him out. Can I do that? Would you allow me to do that?
I'll tell you what. I will allow you to attempt to do this. If you do enough to bring him to 0, I'll count it as non-lethal damage and he'll be knocked out. However, you are still very upset and not in complete control of your emotions. So if you don't do enough to knock him out, then I'll count it as lethal damage.
Okay, and I'm still at disadvantage because I'm upset?
If you're still crying, then you are still at disadvantage, yes.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be sobbing anymore, but he definitely would be, like, very emotional.
If you're not sobbing, then you're fine. I just
good
picture the sobbing is making it very hard to see, and once you're calm enough to not sob, then you're cool.
Yeah, once he saw that arc backed up, he'd be like, okay, no, we're done now.
Okay.
Roll the 19.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your damage, and if it's enough to take him to 0, it'll knock him out, and if it's not, I'll count it as lethal.
That's going to be 4.
Dang, right on the nose. Okay, he's knocked out. Jack, he goes slack in your arms and is now dead weight, so please go ahead and roll me a strength check to make sure you don't fall over.
Okay. 16.
All right, you are good. You don't fall over. If you would like, you can set him on the ground.
Oh, I let him drop.
Okay.
Eden is also grappling, though?
It's up to you, Eden. Do you let your straps go slack?
Probably not.
Okay.
She's like, is he dead?
So I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll your d4 of damage. And if it does enough to kill him from before Sam hit, then he'll die. If not, then he'll still be knocked out.
3.
He just barely made it out of there.
Oh, good.
He's knocked out.
Then she'll drop him and the straps and just be like, ah!
Okay.
Bless her.
He is well and properly knocked out. The Kitsune fellow brushes some of... Actually, I think he takes out a cloth and he wipes the gray blood from his blade and says, "My apologies. I didn't mean to get anyone else caught up in this. My name is Prince Koichi."
Excuse me.
You okay over there?
No, he's perfect.
May I ask what your names are?
Sam's gonna wipe the gray and red blood from his knuckles and just kind of do a little this and be like, "I'm Sam," and offer his hand to him.
He would shake his hand. And the rest of you?
Well, my name's Jack, Your Highness. And Jack does like a kind of half bow because the dude said Prince.
Yep.
My name's Ark, and I would really like to not have monkey shit on my head anymore.
And when you say that, Barrett just kind of like shakes from his shock because he stayed to witness this because he felt it was his moral responsibility.
Oh, his moral responsibility to watch the fight but not contribute. Okay.
You would have just gotten in the way and been bacon.
Okay, the reason that that's funny is because the villager I use for Lord Barrett is a pig, for those who are listening.
It's Cobb from Animal Crossing. It's Cobb. He's horrible. Sorry, continue.
Okay. So Barrett kind of shakes himself out of his shock, and then through this doorway over here, or I guess it's a hallway, calls out to the nearest servant to get baths ready for everyone. He's rich. He can do it. Well, that must be the same person who put me in the piano. Must be. And Prince Koichi says, "Yes, of course, Lord Barrett. I'm terribly sorry. He was trying to get his hands on me."
Eden, like, starts brushing herself off and, like, kneels to check on Charlotte.
Charlotte is very anxiously pacing. During the entire fight, she had her mouth wide open and baring her teeth, but wasn't making sound. This is a common rhesus macaque aggression tactic, because I did my research. So she's walking back and forth and making this face and not taking her eyes off of the doppelganger.
Eden's gonna be like, my baby.
My baby!
Charlotte, come here.
Roll
It's okay
animal
now.
handling for me and do it at advantage because she does want to be soothed.
22.
Okay, she climbs up into your arms and she's just hanging around your neck.
I'm gonna pet her back in between her wings and nuzzle her head.
This helps her calm down, but she does not stop looking at the doppelganger.
Sam's gonna take off his coat and cover the doppelganger with it.
Before you manage to put your coat down, I think Koichi's like, oh, don't trouble yourself. And he just hoists this thing over his shoulder
Jesus.
and is just like, I'll take him to the jailhouse for now. And I'll be back shortly if you don't mind us impinging on your hospitality, Lord Barrett. No, of course not. Please come back, Your Highness. And he nods at everyone and leaves with this doppelganger. Each of you get a nice hot bath. I'm just assuming Charlotte is sharing a tub with Eden. That's my assumption.
Yeah. Duh.
Duh. So you all get nice hot baths. The servants had also taken your clothes from you when you were getting into the baths.
All of our clothes?
Yes, for cleaning and fixing purposes. But you have been supplied with dress gowns for sleeping.
Okay.
Ark doesn't even care about the fact that his beloved leather jacket is being taken from him because he's assuming that they are going to clean it of monkey shit.
Yeah, they're also cleaning the walls of monkey shit.
Yeah, I bet.
She really did try to help. She just didn't do a great job.
Eden is gonna tell Charlotte how helpful she was.
Okay, that's really cute, though.
That's really sweet.
Positive reinforcement.
So you each take a bath. You take as long as you want. In which case, I'm going to just go around and ask how long people are taking. So, Ark, how long's your bath?
Okay, I do want to establish, I need to establish in canon that before they are led away to the baths, he does catch Sam's attention to tell him, it's okay. I'm okay.
Oh, good, because that changes what I was doing completely.
Okay. Do you guys want to have that conversation real quick?
Sure.
I mean, that's essentially all he would do is he would get his attention and tell him, it's okay. I'm all right.
Sam's gonna pull Ark into a hug and say thank you.
Aww.
And he's like,
Heartwarming.
this is very sweet, but please do not also get this on you. Oh God.
Oh, he just doesn't care. Yeah.
Roll for monkey shit. No, I'm kidding.
How dare you?
How dare you?
I'm kidding. Do we want to have any other conversations before bath time? Bath time.
Yeah.
Ark, how long do you take in the tub?
As long as it fucking takes.
Okay. How long would it take for him to feel like he got all the monkey shit out of his hair? I'm sorry.
I'm physically shuddering. I don't know if the microphones definitely didn't pick it up, but when we took our break to get food, I told Ryan how lucky she was, how lucky they all are that they have Ark and not me, because if it was me, I would have been down the hall and around the corner before it was even my turn again.
I think I did. I think I do remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, he's probably in there for quite a while because
Couple hours?
Probably because he would probably like wash himself off the first time and then ask for them to change the water because now that water has monkey shit in it.
Sounds
And
good.
then wash again.
All right, so Ark's in the tub for 2 hours.
You have never seen this boy cleaner.
Eden, how long are you in the tub with Charlotte?
Hour and a half.
Sam, how long are you in the tub?
2 hours.
Okay. Jack, how long are you in the tub?
Like a half hour?
Okay.
Jack's like, I mean, yeah, he scrubbed himself down a little bit because he was up close and personal with Mr. Doppelganger, but he wasn't traumatized like any other members of the party.
Okay, so Jack, you're the first one to get back to your room. You are in dressing clothes for the evening. They were provided to you before you got in the bath.
Okay.
But on the bed is your clean clothes, as well as a bag of gold. I'm going to ignore how much gold weighs.
That's fair.
If you take the time to count the bag of gold, you now have 200 gold because you not only saved a lord, but you also saved a prince. So the lord is trying to express his thanks. There is also a note saying as much, but I didn't write it.
That's fair. I think
All right.
Jack is going to sit down on the bed and just kind of stare at the gold, whispering, "What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Is this legit? Is this for real? How do you tell that this is real gold?"
Jack starts biting every piece like an Olympian.
I love Jack.
Right? It's like, would he know enough to do that? Would he be like, it's metal?
I will allow you an intelligence check if you would like.
Yes, please.
Go for it.
Yeah, okay, you're not in dice jail yet.
Jack can have a little intelligence check
That's a treat.
12.
Good enough. You know that if you bite gold, it will dent with your teeth. I don't know if you want to do this for every single piece out of the 200, but you know that.
I think he bites it, looks at the teeth marks, and goes, "I need to look up the gold standard when we get back home."
Oh my god, yes.
my mic again.
Jack, I love you.
Oh my goodness. That's great. Okay.
And then he's just cooling his heels for the remaining time as he waits for his companions to get done with their baths.
Cool. Eden and Charlotte, it's the same thing. You come back to find your clothes clean and taken care of, as well as a bag of 200 gold and a nice note.
Aww. She is gonna start. She's gonna give a single gold coin to Charlotte to play with. And then she's going to divide it up into even piles and then give the boys each some of hers.
She will quickly find out that she doesn't have to do that.
No,
because
oh no,
everyone got
she
200
knows,
gold.
but she's also like the daughter of a really rich man, so she doesn't need money, and to her it's just like, well, this is taking care of my boys. She also kind of, I mean, she knows that Sam and Jack have siblings and that Ark rides a bike and doesn't have a car.
I love her.
She's so
I love her
good.
so much.
Okay.
If it wouldn't make my voice crack hideously, I would be pterodactyl screeching right now.
Thank you for not pterodactyl screeching.
Sam and Ark, when you get to your rooms, you find the same things. Clean clothes, a bag of 200 gold each, a nice note. Ark, your leather jacket is in the best condition you've ever seen it in. Ever.
It's probably been like freshly oiled, so it like smells good. And,
Yes.
oh my god.
All the stuff you can do to take care of a leather jacket has been done to your jacket. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. Eden, underneath your stack of clothes is a small fuzzy blanket, and one of the servants left a note that just says, "Comfort for your construct."
Oh, she's gonna wrap her in it and just hold, like baby hold her.
She lets you. She also shakes her head to try to get dry, and some of the water hits your face.
Eden doesn't care. It's her baby.
Yeah. Okay, so you all get back to your rooms, find these things, these notes, this gold, this blanket. Would you like to do anything else this evening, or would you like to have some well-deserved rest?
Well-deserved rest.
I think Jack would like poke his head out when he hears the noises of the others coming back. Did y'all see what's on your beds?
She begins like, oh yeah, here's some yours, and here's some share for you,
And here's some share for you.
Sam's not gonna take.
Yeah, Eden's like, Ark's like, what are you doing? No, that's like he
She's
can't
just
even
gonna
form
look at
complete
you
sentences.
guys. You are my boys, and you will let me take care of you.
I have perhaps a solution. What if we just consider this all the group's money and collectively pool it together? That way.
Sam's then gonna take his bag and hand it to Jack and be like, "All right, thanks."
I think Ark just kind of like blinks and he says quietly, "This is more money than I've ever seen in my life."
Mood.
Eden is gonna hug him.
Did Jack just say mood?
Yes.
He gets a full smile out of Ark for that, and then Ark hands him the bag, copying Sam.
Eden is gonna hug both of them.
Jack's just standing there now with 800 pieces of gold.
And a young
How's
lady.
This? How's this my life?
Make it rain, Jack.
Oh god.
Actually, don't. That'd probably hurt.
Okay.
I think we can use some of this to get some equipment.
Yeah.
I like you miming just holding all of it in your arms.
And looking just like rapturously confused and happy.
All
Is
right.
this real life? Is this gonna be forever?
Is this just fantasy?
Oh god.
I'm sorry.
I just feel like I should also say that Sam is very much wearing the dressing robes, but is also wearing his jacket
Nice.
now.
Now that it's clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie, if you don't draw that, I am.
Yes, we should both do it.
Ah, I love you all. I love you all so much. Okay. Is there any more business to attend to before you get a good night's sleep?
Negative.
Nope.
No.
Pass out time.
Okay. You all get a good night's sleep. The next morning,
We recover our hit points if we
Oh,
lost them?
yes.
Fabulous.
recover your hit points because it's a long rest.
Yay.
The next morning, Charlotte is shaking Eden awake because she smells good smells. It is up to y'all boys if the good smells also wake you up. But Eden, Charlotte is shaking you for good food.
Eden is like, okay, I'm awake. And like pets her and gets prepared and we will head out.
During the night, there has been a new set of clothes left at each of your doors. So if you would like to dress in clothes more appropriate for the location and time,
Yes.
you may do
She
so.
will do so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it a skirt or
you can
pants?
also choose Eden. It would be a skirt. However, I'm sure if you asked for pants, pants could be made available for you.
Does she
And-
have her old clothes with her too? Still,
She does.
She's
Yes,
gonna-
You all have your old clothes, and it's clean.
she's gonna put the skirt over her pants. And wear them
Sounds
both
good.
just in case, so that she looks the part. But if she needs to run, she can just hike up the skirts and book it.
Cool. You can also choose to wear your previous things if you would rather. I just wanted to give this option to you to look like you belong here and not from Saxit.
Exit.
Ark would almost certainly dress in a mix of the two because that's who he is. He's very used to his steel-toed boots.
They wouldn't have provided you with shoes. That's too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
They
never mind.
provided you with clothes. You can buy new shoes if you want. There's a cobbler in town, but you're provided with clothes.
I think he tries to determine how dumb he would look if he was wearing the fantasy clothes but his leather jacket on top of that.
Baller.
Then he does that.
I mean, I think it looks baller. Somebody might give you a weird look because that jacket's not with the times, but that's up to you.
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, that's literally exactly what Sam would do because
I love it.
you're not getting his jacket.
I really need outfit picks for all of you. Oh, you do also have knapsacks, so you can stick your clothes in there.
Excellent.
So you now have a set of traveling clothes, and you have a knapsack.
A knapsack on my back. Ali.
So I've decided just now that we're not only going to have a blooper reel, but I'm going to make a list. I'm going to make a playlist of every time somebody in the podcast sings.
Soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you all get dressed for the morning. Maybe you meet each other in the hallway.
Jack, I think, would be like, well, I don't want to be rude. So he gets dressed in the full traveling clothes, get up with his
Sounds
shoes.
All right. Do you have anything to say to each other before you go to breakfast?
Good
Nice
morning.
look, my dudes.
They are very, very hospitable, it appears.
You guys, look
I
at this
think we-
skirt.
It's very good.
And then she's gonna hike it up to her knees.
Sam is going to look away, bright red, and cover his eyes. No!
I'm wearing pants.
Ark lightly uses the back of his hand to tap on Sam's shoulder, like, come on. I also really enjoy Eden's declaration of, I'm wearing pants!
So
Just so that they don't think that she's not prepared.
Okay.
I love you guys.
We're in traveling clothes, and then all of a sudden you're embarrassed about maybe seeing Eden's ankles.
Hey.
In olden days, Eclipse stocking. I have a stock for everything.
Video on our YouTube channel. 13 minutes of every time Dory sung.
Poorly.
Oh. All right. Anything else you all need to take care of before you go to breakfast?
Don't think so.
Nope.
Okay. So I'm gonna put you all at the table.
As they're walking, he might say something about, look at how... this coat has been oiled. This coat has never seen oil in its entire life.
Looks good, my dude.
Thanks.
This coat has never seen oil.
So you all get to the dining table. The breakfast is immaculate. Nice big fried eggs, Miyazaki-looking bacon, because I love me some
Yum.
Miyazaki-looking
Me too.
bacon. Porridge, hash browns, toast, all kinds of good stuff.
Sam likes food.
Ark tucks in.
This servant that is near the head of the table says, unfortunately, Lord Barrett can't join you this morning. He needs to make sure that, well, he needs to make sure his doppelganger didn't do too much damage while he was away.
In the piano.
In the piano.
Is there anything we can do to help, ma'am? I mean, as far as damages go.
I think he has it well in hand. I
Okay.
do have this for you, though. And because she's closest to Eden, she hands it over to Eden. It is a note from Prince Koichi. I'm sorry. I just saw Matt's face.
Is it a good face?
It was a good face.
I just really love kitsune, okay? They're my weakness.
Fair.
I love them.
We're playing a different game where Maz is playing a kitsune, and I was just like, dear God, do not play a kitsune prince. Don't do it. Because I've already got one.
We've already got one.
Anyway.
They say he's already got one.
So, Eden, you read this note, I presume?
Yes.
So the note says that he is going to take the slip back to the castle, but that unfortunately only one living body can go through the slip at a time, at least with the skill level that he has. So he is going to be taking Willa's body back to the castle to be...
Autopsy?
No,
Examine.
it's not rejuvenated.
Taken care of.
Revive?
Revived. Thank you. So Willow was definitely dead, but she's going to be not dead soon because I'm not killing off the gays.
Heck yes.
Thank
We
you.
are not doing that in this
Good.
podcast.
There ain't no burying of the gays here.
Or at least if I do end up burying a gay,
these
there
ones.
are going to be plenty of alive gays to make up for it. Let's just put it that way. But yes, because he can only travel through the slip with one living being at a time, aka himself, he will be back for you in about a week in order to bring you to the castle.
Okay. Jack's gonna be having some feelings about this.
Eden, do you share this with the rest of the table?
She's, yeah. Of course.
Ark would look up at the servant and say, "The slip. What is that exactly?"
The slip is a magical means of transportation that can be used by the royalty. It's basically a convenient way to get from place to place quickly. As far as how many people can go in the slip at one time, I suppose it would depend on your skill level, but I'm not entirely sure. I've never used the slip myself.
A week? We gotta wait a week?
Of course. Jack didn't think to ask how long a week was in this world. It's 10 days, by the way.
Jack, don't freak out.
It's only going to take a week, says the servant. That's quite fast, actually.
If you could, excuse us for just a moment.
Oh, of course.
Jack's just
We forgot to get the jam. Goes to get jam.
wordlessly
Convenient jam.
opening and closing his mouth as he tries to not freak out. Because, I mean, they've been here, 2 or 3 days already?
This will be your second day.
Oh, okay, so 2 days, and that's 2 days, because, I mean, he's been kind of focused, for the most part, on dealing what's in front of him, but he is still very much aware that there is a younger sister he needs to be tracking down.
Yeah?
Jack, just remember that last time we were in this situation, time didn't work
That's
the same.
what I was gonna say.
There's also something to be said for the fact that just because the prince says that he's going to try to come back in a week for us, that doesn't mean that we'll still be here.
That's a
I
good point, too.
appreciate that, Ark. She's already got, a 20, 30-minute head start. They'd already picked up the darn horse.
Jack, if it makes you feel any better, I have some connections, and I could help you hire someone to find her.
Ark almost spits something out his nose, because just the gentle way that she said that, I have some connections.
While you are all discussing this, that servant that had left the room for jam comes back, puts down some jam and clotted cream. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah. Puts those things down for your breakfast and goes back into the kitchen because she did remember that you did want a moment to yourself. But now you have jam and clotted cream. That might help.
I mean, that's gonna help Sam scone.
Oh man, I have scone mix. I don't have clotted cream, but I have scone mix.
Mmm.
Oh my God, Quill, you're scone.
Oh.
Do you have jam?
I do have jam. I have
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know. Focus.
Yeah.
I appreciate the offer, Eden, but I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that. I'd much rather be able to collect her.
Well, I understand that, but right now we need to focus on the matter at hand, not the matter at home.
Jack takes several deep breaths and nods his head. You're right. Focus on what we can control and what we can't.
At this point in the conversation, Lord Barrett comes in and says, "Oh, good. You're having breakfast. Unfortunately, I have quite a bit to take care of, so I ate before you. Is there anything I can get you today?"
You've done a great deal for us already.
Ark is nodding.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Please feel free to stay here until the prince comes back to get you. I heard you're trying to get to Saxit.
That's
Yes.
I really like the short pause and then everyone tries to be like, yes, that's absolutely the case at the same time.
He nods as though that completely makes sense. And says, "Well, unfortunately, I don't have the means to get you a ship if that's what you need, but Prince Koichi would definitely have those means in hand. He'd be happy to help you, I'm sure, after you've saved him."
Well, thank you for that information, Lord Barrett. We'll be sure to talk to him next time we see him.
And he nods his head again and he says, "If you'll excuse me." And then goes back to whatever work he was doing because he's a busy, busy man who has to take care of all of the bullshit that happened while he was stuck in a piano.
Eden is gonna suddenly remember that dream and not slam, but she's gonna put her hands on the table and go, you guys, I had a dream.
Yeah?
And
Yeah, you mentioned.
my grandmother was in it. and she was saying something that we were close to something, and but not quite, and that I think that we were lucky that your siblings weren't pulled into it.
Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, pretty much. It would make sense that it might get a little foggy, seeing as you dealt with a lot of other shit between the dream and now. Essentially, what your grandmother had said was that the reason that you all are being pulled into different worlds is because of how close in proximity that you were together, and that if Alex and Jack's younger siblings were in the same grade, they probably would have been pulled along too. You also did see her ears look different than you recall them looking. When you knew her in life, her ears were like fairly normal looking human ears, but in the dream they were pointed and kind of forked at the end. Very symmetrical. It didn't look like an injury or anything, just that's how her ears were shaped. Now that you have more time to think about this, I am going to allow you to roll a insight check to basically run through past memories. It's going to be a high one, though, because there's a lot happening for you.
Nope. Got an 8.
Okay, no, you don't put much together with the difference in her ears, but it is something you remember, so you might put it together later.
She'll mention it, though.
Okay.
But her ears were weird shaped. Anyway, she said that your siblings could have been pulled into it, but their age made a difference, I guess. But I guess we're close, and
0 out of 10.
I think this is going to continue to happen unless we figure something out. And I'm sorry, I don't remember much.
Bad enough she's
okay,
wanted to run off and start a circus. I do not need to worry about Morgan or Sage for that matter. Just
Like I said, it's
flitting
because
off to other worlds.
it's because of their age that they weren't. So I think they're safe.
I don't know about y'all, but I'd be more afraid for the people here if Alex ended up here. I love her, but she's a wild one.
At least, what's that friend that you keep talking about of hers?
Oh, Kelly.
Yeah. At least it would just be the one of them.
Oh, and if it was both of them, though. Oh, God. Nope. Okay. And he shoves a scone in his mouth.
As you are wrapping up breakfast, one of the servants does come in and just ask, is there anything else you would like for breakfast, or have we satisfied your appetite this morning?
Everything was perfectly lovely. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
I'm so happy to hear it. You are absolutely free to wander about the mansion if you would like. You can also go into town, and if you come back for lunch, we'll have that prepared for you as well.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Of course, Miss Eden.
She just grins, like,
Eden just loves these servants because they're so nice.
yeah.
Did we mention that one of the Ark is saying to the guys? Did we mention that one of the servants definitely saw when we were coming down the hall and told us exactly how to get to the cellar?
They do seem to be very helpful.
Yes, very.
Oh, my.
Oh, that would be Mila. She told me about it later.
Yeah, we were definitely trying to get into the cellar because we had let Lord Barrett out of the piano.
Oh. Well, I will let Mila know that she was more helpful than she realized.
Thank you.
And she nods at you, and she goes to help clean up after breakfast in the kitchen, and they'll also be cleaning up the dining table after you leave. So, hey, so we're going to do our level up stuff here. I know that's not everybody's thing, so I'm going to stick our normal outro right here, and then if you want to not listen to the level up, we totally get it. If you'd rather listen to the level up, just stick in there and we'll be right on it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Ryan, your Dungeon Master, and I'll be closing us out. First of all, thank you to Zoe Hovland for writing our theme music. If you're interested in hiring her talented self for any of your future projects, you can find her at facebook.com/zoe.hovland.composer. That's Zoe, Zoe, Hovland, Hovland. There are lots of ways you can keep up with us, and the links to our website and all the podcast social media accounts are in our link tree, linktr.ee/The Game is Afoot. You can also find us on Patreon. We are at patreon.com/TGIA podcast, all lowercase. Our lowest tier is the Kid Sister at just $5 per month, where you can find character journals, player notes, and Patreon exclusive art. If you have suggestions for things you'd like to see on our Patreon, let us know. Our email is thegameisafootpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you soon. Friends, country people, you've leveled up.
Yay!
Yay!
How does that work when
Yes.
your level is proportionate to your age in school?
So you are no longer taking high school levels.
Okay.
You are now taking D&D class
Okay.
levels.
Oh, okay, Aaliyah. Breathe.
Personally,
Breathe. Good. Good.
Are you vibrating? Are you okay?
Yes.
I personally request that when leveling up with your Dungeons and Dragons classes, if you plan to multi-class, please at least take 5 levels of whatever class you're choosing right now before you multi-class.
Okay.
And I just request that you do that so you have a good
Base.
skill base for your character before you move on to other things. I don't expect us to do the leveling paperwork right now. Yes, Mads.
Thank you. I have a point of order question that may or may not actually have any bearing on the podcast, but for some context, if it does stay in, Ryan made a homebrew system that Allie's doing a very, very good dance right now. It's extremely good. No, I liked it. I legitimately did. So Ryan made a homebrew system that is for this scenario where it's kids from our world that get thrown into another world. So Ark is a level 3 loner. So when I level him up, does that mean that I'm bumping him to a level 4 rogue?
No.
Or
You
I'm
will
taking
be-
one level of rogue.
Correct. So you're a level 3 loner,
Level 1 rogue.
level 1 rogue.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
What's everybody's class?
Hey,
One thing before we move on to that.
Okay.
We will eventually get our Patreon set up, and I have decided a while ago that I am going to make this homebrew doc available as a
Yay.
reward level on Patreon. So if any listeners want to play their own game where they're high school students doing whatever, I've got a system for you. Mads obviously said that they are going rogue. Again, we're not going to do the paperwork right now, but what's everyone else doing?
Yes.
So
Allie.
Barbarian.
Yay!
And this is partially in character and out of character. Ham chop.
oh my gosh.
Bless.
Quill, you still doing paladin?
I think Jack is eventually gonna get himself taking a paladin oath. I think just working that into his character is gonna be a delight.
It's going to be great.
I will say that I don't personally feel like a paladin oath has to be to a specific god. So if you would like your paladin oath to be something along the lines of, I don't care what it takes, I'm getting home to find my sister, I'll let you do it.
Well, I mean, right now he's just a level 1 paladin. We don't have to worry about oath taking until level 3.
That's true.
so-
We'll get there. Dory, what you doing?
So I know I discussed it with you, and you gave me a criteria I had to meet before I was allowed.
Yes.
I don't remember what the criteria was, but I would like Eden to be a necromancer.
Yes. So when we talked about it, we came to the conclusion
Yes.
that Eden would not have access to the materials or learning that she would need to become a necromancer right
Right.
away. So my request to you is to either start with wizard or sorcerer for 5 levels. There are necromancy spells that you can take in either of
Okay.
those, and then after you hit that 5th level mark, you can multi-class with necromancer and just say that's your specialty.
Perfect.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, for since we're already talking about multi-classing, this is something that Quill and I had discussed in DMs that then came out in our Patreon or not Patreon, geez, in our Discord server. Because Ark does sing and play guitar, which was his original character secret, but he just like forgot that was his character secret because they had just like gone to Oz, and he figured that the dirt, quote unquote, that Jack had on him was the thing that actually mattered, which was that he almost went to juvie. He's gonna cross class eventually, so he's gonna be taking 5 levels in rogue, and then he's gonna be a rogue bard.
Oh my god, I love it
man.
so much.
It's gonna be so
I'm
good.
really stoked.